Alright guys, today I'm going to go over basic vivarium setup and poison dart frog care. So I got a 30-gallon custom vivarium with tropical plant assortment, custom built background, some eco earth terrarium substrate divider down there, and I got some gravel for the bottom for the false bottom. I got 4 powder blue Dendrobates Tinctorius dart frogs, that's a mouthful, and thinking I got 1 male and 3 females, or 2 males, 2 females. No exact science to sexing these guys, but they got a few kind of key things you can look for as they get older. Let's go with this one right here, and you can see the toe pads in the front are roughly about the same size, so that's a good indicator that she's a female. She has a pretty good hunch in her back. That's another good indicator she's a female, and she's a little larger than some of the other inhabitants, which is a good indicator she's a female. So we'll go with female. I got another one sitting in there, which I think is a male. Toe pads in the front a little bigger, hunch in the back's not so predominant, and he's slightly smaller. There's another one that I think's a female. Good hunch in the back, toe pads about the same in the front, you can see that, and she's a little larger. So like I said, good indicator that's a female. The other little one, I don't know where he's at right now. I think he's definitely a male. He's a lot smaller, has all the indicators. It's really predominant in that one. I just don't know where he's at. He's kind of hiding somewhere in there. Let's check in here. Nope. Anyways, some of the plants, I got a bromeliad, got some vining plants, a couple of ferns. I got some spike moss on order from Josh's frogs that should be here within the next few days. So I'll do an update when that comes in, and I'm expecting that to root in pretty good and take over some of the ground cover and on the wood. So I think that'll be pretty nice. As far as breeding and stuff goes, these guys are about 8 months old, so I'm not expecting any tadpoles or eggs for about another 4 months or so. And I have a cocoa hut with a Pringles lid in here just in case they decide to start, popping them out. And then once the tadpoles do start hatching, I'll put them in a 32-ounce deli cup, each tadpole individual cup, its own water. When they start popping out legs, I got a 10-gallon set up for them to go into while they're growing. If they lay eggs somewhere else and I don't happen to catch them, got a constant pool of water over here. That way they can drop them off right in there. So I think it'll be fun. It's definitely been fun so far. Well, that's the vivarium. Hope you guys like it. Going over some of the items to take care of them is I got all my items kind of stacked up over here so you guys can see it off the shelf. And I have some fruit fly cultures in different stages on a paper towel that I spray with mite off to avoid mites from infesting and collapsing the cultures. Also, you definitely want to make sure you keep them moist inside the culture so you don't get a mold built up. So you can grab some of the cultures here. I'll pick up this one. And this one I dropped some flies in it a couple weeks ago, and it's starting to produce maggots. And you can see some of the maggots moving around towards the wet portion on top. And that'll start popping out some flies here pretty soon. I'm going over some of the supplies that I got is Josh's fruit fly media, Excelsior moss that comes with a care kit or a culture kit. I got a spray bottle. I got the mite off, the ReptiSafe for the water that goes in all the water that has anything to do with the terrarium. I also use bottled water too. I don't use water out of the tap. And I got the Reptical Herptivite that I'll go back and forth and use, and I'll kind of dust the fruit flies about every other feeding, every other day. And that's just kind of supplements some of the calcium and nutrients that they don't get from the fruit flies. These guys aren't poisonous, as I'm sure most of you know. Those of you that aren't too familiar with them, they get their toxins from some of the insects they eat in the wild, and they'll secrete them in their skin. Well, lucky for us, fruit flies don't have any toxins, so we're good. But that's about it. Kind of check out the frogs a little bit more, and then I'll let you guys go. Hope you guys liked it. If you got any questions, comments, concerns that maybe I'm not seeing, shoot me a comment or an email, and I'll be glad to get back with you. Anyways, hope you guys like it, and I'll do an update when that spike tip moss gets in. Y'all have a good one.